Saadiq Mubarak, Slicin Tha.
My style is the best. I challenge you. My style. My style. My style. My style. My style. My style. Stand alone. Richard, stand alone.
Saadiq Mubarak. Saadiq Mubarak.
Saadiq Mubarak.
Saadiq Mubarak. Saadiq Mubarak.
Saadiq Mubarak. Saadiq Mubarak.
Saadiq Mubarak, Slicin Tha.
literally slaughtered and murdered by Islamic fundamentalists. And they call us terrorists, mean, cruel, and the scariest. Check your side of the street, don't compare us. It doesn't add up to the mass hysteria that led to the foundation of America. In 1492, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria went on a journey to find out if the earth was round. And the Indians paid the price for the claim that Columbus found. And that was only the beginning. It led to slave ships and Muslims forced to eat chitlins with a heavy diet of swine. No wages paid to get it built, not even a fine. Then emancipation of the so-called freedom of bondage with denial of land and admittance to college. Two of many things to hurt the cause. With the dagger, the grandfather claws. 2 generations after emancipation couldn't vote or voice their situation. Don't forget or divert this. Hoses were sprayed on people, not bomb churches. Speaking of bombs, remember Japan? You got some nerve to try to reprimand other nation whenever possible, when you're the only one to prove irresponsible in dropping the nuclear bomb.
Never terror, how reflective. Never terror. Never how reflective.
A message to the ATF. It would appear as though the job isn't done. In ghetto streets, there's dope dealing and massive firepower contributing to stealing. Hence my defense of Islam, claiming terrorism every time there's a bomb. Last time I checked, my man, it was you who sold arms to Iran. CIA involved in Panama shipments. U.S. helped Israeli settlement. Hatred of mankind, if what you say is true. What role did Palestine play in World War II? Radical, militant, terrorist, extremist, fundamentalist, just some of many adjectives. The way society shows how we live, the above depiction they present, even if found true, only make 2% of the Islamic population. Now here's some overlooked manifestation: the slaughter and massacre in Bosnia under the sign of the cross, not the swastika. Thousands of Muslims killed, and who was serving them? Not communists, Christian Serbians.
Never terror. Never terror. Never terror. How reflective.
Respect for your law.
It's a mind. 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 It's a mind.
If terrorism is your insistence, the KKK and Aryan resistance always point to the Bible as the grounds to use ropes and rifles. The IRA stakes claim as Catholics, and Catholicism isn't added to the tactics. Audacity to claim Islam is sinister. Abortion, Dr. Gunn was shot by a minister. John Salvi kills 2, wounds 5 at abortion clinics in defense of life. Pro-life without thinking twice equates to the death in the name of Christ. The World Trade Center and Okie City had a connection, but Janet Reno straight up had the wrong perception. Not that it was terror and both used bombs, but the second, like the first, was done by Islam. She demanded the death penalty, a born being found guilty immediately. Oops, homegrown, it was Tim McVeigh. Time to put it all on delay. They shut down the Mosque of the Guilty, but didn't know such thing with the Church of John Salvi. Typical of how we're reprimanded. Double standard. That's how Togu planned it. Those who own glass houses should not throw stones, you know what I'm saying? The foundation of America was founded on terrorism. Receive direction of a prophet. No censorship or threat could have stopped it. All had faith that their Lord was one. In spite of opposition, their mission got done. Covenants fulfilled, though events had differences. common practices, one of which was repentance. All practice 6 elements of the man with obedience to guidance, not a selfish plan. Starting with Adam, Malay solemn despite all fables. Abraham, Malay solemn stamped the label of those that chose the straight path and seek protection and guidance, not wrath. Muhammad Sallallahu Solemn was the seal prophesied by the Torah, Psalms, and Injil. 1400 years it's been protected, and many a souls have rejected the true era. We're not in the line of old or new. We're the principles of a now school. Every chapter in the record book is torn. For when we hit the scene, a new era was born. Expanding hip-hop to a new horizon, with a style that's so hypnotizing that you'll obey each and every command. You will even disappear when I wave my hand. Turning all MCs into my servants with a force so permanent that I'll make each and every crew pretend to be down with Al Jazeera, cause we're setting a trend with pure hip-hop entertainment, giving fans a thrill while we're getting the payments, and 4 and 5 digit currency that has the competition and bankruptcy. We're putting others in a different class. We're all alone and the rest are last, getting locked up in a vault because the time has come to put a halt to all suckers with those corny rhymes that may have worked before but not this time. Retire the rhymes of Hannah and Barbara, those days are gone. This is the new era.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
The time has come for total expansion, for the hip-hoppers have been demanding for a new king of the b-boy race, and what was before will take place. Hardcore like it was before until we let bubblegum inside the door. They no longer will pay the rent, cause never again will they clock 1 red cent. What once was is now the present. Total destruction of all those peasants who give a bad name to the occupation. We're moving up as an indication as the new era of the next millennium. The current pound of ducks, I'm not feeling them. You step in front, you will get dissed so bad that there'll be an act by Congress to diss all suckers who bite material, giving this poet that stamp of approval as the president of hip-hop scientists. All who come wrong will be on the list of suckers to get that license revoked and then disappear as if they were smoke. We're taking hip-hop to a brighter era, we're in control, and this is the new era.
Rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official. It's the official rap new generation. It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
It's the official rap new generation.
This is the dawn of a new era.
Open your mouth. Saadiq Mubarak up in your spot, get it right. You know what time it is, you get no props. A crew steps on stage with crack and tie. They start to rhyme and you wish they retired for 5 minutes. They get attention, but like New Jack acts don't receive attention. Just the crowd that sits and laughs at you. Your code is RRA, rhyme trick amateurs. You're not even a veteran of 1 year. A rookie season for you? Get out of here. You bought the source, looked at the centerfold, ran the Miller's outpost and got sold. A pair of Dickies, t-shirt cap and a beanie. Too bad you didn't buy a lamp with a genie that would be able to grant you 3 wishes to go with your Miller gear and hanging britches. You want my opinion? I hate to tell ya, You're so whack that Aladdin couldn't help ya. In fact, there's no amount of magic from Johnson or Copperfield you rhyme that tragic. You got nerve to claim you're a master, they should call you the natural. Is a disaster, cause you're worse than all of them combined, causing destruction to the art of rhyme. Your style is fragile, so do not drop on the mic. You break it, you get no props. Years of trying, only to hear double talk and lying from those idiots who had nothing going on and did what they could to keep me from flowing on. A lot of which, some were nobodies, but some of which were DJs at parties and clubs. Other than that, nothing else, never trying to help, just in it for self. And all the while they claim they got pulled, but when you look, all you see is bull. The man they dissed is now making them stomach it. I most request it while they're clubbing it. Now that I'm in, they approach with a handout. Guess what? No handouts. I only give to those down with me. I don't use names in the case of the guilty. Me mention their names for what? So they can take their name and cut and scratch their name. Instead of knowledge I drop, I play a long distance. He gets no props. Storyline, get out of the way and follow from behind. Take the lead, but don't hold it back. Do it for the love and respect the craft. Keep the faith and only keep pushing. Those that backbite, no need for mushing. They don't envy the fame, it's just the fact that they know you. Maintain the strive so you can say I told ya. In my case, I took the long road, paid the price of the now, my future is sold. I received and gave some love so it won't stop. And those that diss, you get no props. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. It's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. Now it's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. A fetus surrounded by darkness of 7 layers, without defense or knowledge owned by a player. Relax as it sits in the womb of its mama, in a state of peace and no need of drama. For 9 months with no idea of what's outside, no personality of ego, greed or pride. No thought of loneliness or discontent, not yet does it have a will to invent. Months go by and it's coming soon, and before it turns out productive or a goon, it will be in a state of total submission without attributes of insight or decision. Born in the world with fear and no defense, no idea of 5 senses, just innocence. The very moment it becomes sired, the acts of love and comfort are required. In no way can it tend for self, dependent on food, clothing, shelter, and health from a guardian. Something that it will need, be by adoption or the two responsible for its seed. But no matter what value you insert, straying from total submission is a convert. Good or evil, the parents dictate, but only one path leaves it in a natural state. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. It's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. Now it's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. The day I came to being had occurred, took place on June 23rd. Now at this time I set aside my pride. When the doc whacked my ass, I probably cried. I wasn't big enough to hit him back, and at that time I didn't have a strap. My state of innocence wasn't long. I have an idea where it went wrong. Many a Sunday I would be in service, and what started to make me nervous? It's no wonder that my soul was lost. I see an image of God nailed to a cross. That's not illusion, that's what I see. My first thought is there's no hope for me, and I can't live by cheek turning. If that means being righteous, then I'm burning. But I can't live without protocol. I need direction, and who would I call? On a constant quest for guidance, I would find the cure for my defiance. A way of life I never saw possible. It was filled with mercy and law. For some, this might sound trifle. It was found in the Holy Quran, not the Bible. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. It's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. Now it's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. To everyone that says I'm bombing, Christians and Jews, look what they have in common. Not God, not synagogues or church steeples. Their way of life is named after people, neither of which initiated the practice. Your own holy book supports and backs this. To the chosen Judas, what's your truder? To born agains, Paul started it all. If I'm wrong, then where's it written? Where Jesus claims his followers as Christians. Not to mention where did Judah voice the children of Israel as tribe of choice. Now to the essence, and we need to trace this by beginning and getting back to the basics. Any worship starts with submission. Muslim, one who submits, the definition. The message describes the birth of a child as blindless and mindless to the call of the wild. Then certain events dictate how they're raised, and what they hear and see will dictate what's praised. Knowledge is king and may reign supreme. The most overlooked aspect is the unseen, a part of protocol that's demanded by order of the second commandment. Frequently violated without care, heaven and hell engraved as though they were there. Faith is one Lord, the unseen, and scriptures, messengers, judgment, and decree, not pictures. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. It's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. I'm a revert, not a convert. I left your Lord and you feel hurt. Now it's been said that I've betrayed, but Christians and Jews aren't born, they're made. Oh yeah, before we go back in time, I gotta say what's up to Custom Made. What's up, Aki? Oh yeah, we're gonna go back in time as I say this rhyme and talk about what opened the doors for MCs such as me. Check it out. The 20s, a decade in which it was roaring, and at that time the sound that was scoring jazz, the move that traveled the underground as the original orchestra sound. An era in which the groove was born, pianos and several types of horns. The congas and the drum sets were played tight, all in sync while the bass was dropped upright. Minute to minute, it was the theme of the ghetto. Wherever you stepped, there was a show. Even at work, that's what they move to. The list of pioneers reads like a who's who. Coltrane, Parker, Davis, and Louis, to the tearful voice of a lady named Billy. Labeled that it was blues she sung, but all of the above is where it begun. 7 days a week with show-packed theaters. Good times, signs for us to adhere to a cause in which everyone was related, all until the sound had made it to the label called Contemporary Breakdown. Contemporary definition: swindle, not long. Then they buried that style of song. Theft wasn't possible, so they iced it, deep freeze. When they can't spike it, 40 years have passed since the end of the jazz era. But it's happening again. Before 87 it wasn't heard much, till two brothers from Philly gave hip-hop a touch of jazz. It was so good to listen. Now current crews who are on a mission to make sure that the sound's resurrected and that the roots don't go disrespected. After Jeff and the Prince, the jungle gave you the vibe. Then Star was dedicated, then came Tribe, and now the move has some fruitful notes. Flows as the MC says a rhyme he wrote. Jazz had its rebirth and it's all in. Don't look now, it's happening again. Though the music started with the fat back, the commander hip-hop was bring that beat back. And it started in NYC, DJ spinning break beats while an MC grabbed a mic and did his own thing in a form of poetry combined with street slang. The following were hoodlums, hustlers, and gamblers jamming the turntables, not to a sampler. The movement had several codes, from the slang to the stance and even to the clothes. Sheepskin sweatsuits, sneak with fat laces, Kangles on their grill and gazelles on their faces. Let's not forget the gold on the neck. Some lives were lost in that search for respect, but most of the time the party at work as if pieces are planned at a rock concert. The movement as a hip-hop band was an MC's vocab and a DJ's hands, moving behind the vocalist when he kicked it. Tables and mixers as the only instrument. Technology took over the scene when hip-hop started to go mainstream, all because they couldn't make records match or master the technique known as a scratch. It's a case of stolen art with an influx of sucker that don't know its start. Warehouse and Woody no longer has what's vital. CD and tape not available on vinyl. You got the Nexicutioner in the house, Saadiq Mubarak. This goes out to all the Munafiqeen. You know who you are, but then again, if you don't, pay attention. This might be you, and you don't stop. For profit, with the exception of the H or the P, but the F, whatever it takes to get those greenbacks up in your wallet, all in an attempt so that you can call it We already know one form of prankster, often referred as studio gangster. Another means in which to gain weight is through misreputation of faith. False knowledge moving with tracks to the bomb. Reality is they spread Islam. Most nonsense that comes from the jab won't even be found in Al-Kitab. It's taken as a serious gospel. Check the charts and you see that it sells. The bottom line isn't really the loot, but to lead astray. That's the goal of tall goop. Fools willingly placed on the take. Knowledge claimed of the self is fake. Label a deity, one of many tactics. All of it falsehood, supreme mathematics. So much contradiction you swear they were Christians. Al-Jizya sent musically on a mission to expose the fraud and correct it from the neck. Perpetrators will get disconnected. Yeah, like an unpaid electric bill. The Nexicutioner, one who decapitates frauds in an effort to educate those not knowing the show it's very serious and shed light to the curious. The words of the law are found in the Quran, and that which contradicts is not Islam. Those that are hypocrites are defined monafics. Now let's get a little graphic. Now let's get directly to the point. What ayah states that Allah diddy bopped in the streets of Detroit? Not Islamic ideology, but Asiatic mythology. I point to the Quran for the real. 3340 clearly states who's the seal. Now this truly might surprise ya. Quran is Mubin and doesn't confirm Elijah. 15:9 states it'll be protected. 5:4 relays it's been perfected. Divided into sexes on 6 verse 159 NOI protocol clearly defines a total society based on division. Fraudulently clear to see, use your vision. Look to the Quran for the answer. It says in their heart is a disease like cancer.